Hi, Swati. Welcome to Unfiltered with Div. A warm welcome, and I'm so excited to have a conversation with you. आज तो सच में unfiltered होने वाला है because oily hair, stumpy me. So I am ready to gain all the knowledge from you, especially on moon. मुझे moon में बहुत interest है, but समझ कुछ नहीं आता. So we want कि आप basic से हमें clear कर दो सारे concept. Cool? So let's have first introduction कि आप क्या हो और आप क्या करते हो.
Hi Divya. So I'm very excited to be with you on this unfiltered version of chatting, all about astrology, Reiki, and tarot reading. So I'm Swati Kumari, and I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I'm a behavioral astrologer. I am a Reiki healer, and I'm currently into family constellation.
Ah, perfect. That's a new term which is ongoing right now, family constellation. We will cover everything one by one. So let's start with what is intuitive tarot reading. क्या होता है ये?
So intuitive, like as you say, intuitive tarot reading. Tarot reading कोई भी कर सकता है. There's nothing, that you need to have something different capabilities or, there's something from your chart or some extra kind of ability to be able to do a tarot reading. Anyone and everyone can be a tarot reader. But we do need to have an intuition. Okay. Because वैसे सोचो तो you can always read notes and try and interpret the cards and try to tell what the cards are saying, but
Right.
that's not exactly how tarot reading works. It should be more coming from when you see the card, you look at the pictures, you look at the colors, you look at the figures, and you try to
Detailings
understand.
of it.
Yeah, you are try to understand what is this picture trying to tell in terms of the issue that the client has
Person is
come up
going
with,
with.
like
Okay.
health, career, love, relationships, whatever.
Right.
So same card, so many
Hmm.
different interpretations, right?
Right.
So you should be having some kind of intuitive ability to tap into it to
Hmm.
understand what this card is trying to tell you,
So
and to
basically
be
less
able to
logic.
connect with the cards.
Right.
Yeah,
Less logic at that moment and उस कार्ड को उस टाइम पे जो देख के आपको समझ आता है that you want to interpret it
yes.
as per the client's needs. Right.
It's
That's
a
cool.
lot of less logic and more of tapping into your intuition, that what can you feel, what can you try and interpret, what is the card trying to tell you.
Absolutely. When I learned the tarot reading, just because I had some readings from you in the starting of it, and they were so amazing that I got interest and कि चलो सीख लेते हैं. But I never used that tarot reading for myself, to be very honest. मैंने सीखी, but I didn't use for myself because I liked what you interpreted it for me at that particular time. So anyone can looking for readings can definitely switch to Swati for this. Okay, so tell us.
Actually, when I started, also I started in the same line that I wanted to learn it for myself.
Okay.
Like what is tarot reading? That time, tarot was also into very much, like everywhere you
Trend.
see tarot readers are, will be
Right,
seen.
trends.
But that is very intriguing, kind of like how from the picture can you
Hmm.
tell so much about the
So
situation of a particular person, right?
एग्जैक्टली when I learned ना मुझे भी यही डाउट था कि भाई एक कार्ड है और सिचुएशंस तो जिलियंस हो सकती हैं तो हाउ समवन इज इंटरप्रिटेटिंग तो ऑब्वियसली इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ इंट्यूटिव like who is best at
Yeah.
their intuition, right? So okay, what do you think are the some common misconceptions about tarot reading? क्या है मतलब लोग assumptions बहुत लगाते हैं कि अगर मैं रीडिंग देने जा रही हूँ तो ये हो जाएगा वो हो जाएगा तो what are some common misconceptions? Are there any?
See, there is nothing related to, like I haven't come across much, but they also think ki lakir ka fakir, like what is not even
Hmm.
that, it's like they think ki what is said, what is written is the fate. There's nothing like,
Right.
ever written. It is
Hmm.
always your own free will, right? And
Basically,
people
you
come
are
up,
the creator of your life at the end of the
you're the
day.
creator of your life. uh,
Hmm.
People take many people try to judge every situation, want to come for everything to tarot. That is also not the right thing to do. you
Okay.
know Sometimes you already know the answer,
Hmm.
and then you come to tarot to understand, if there you have a confusion. The best way of interpreting tarot would be like you have a confusion and
Okay.
you want to understand what is the best out of the two,
Out of.
right? That
Okay.
way, but people try to use it as a prediction too. So that I
Hmm.
don't really I don't find it much helpful, because prediction is always coming in the future and nobody knows the future, right?
So
And your
basically,
future is always in your hands.
your hands. So basically, we interpret it like this: ki tarot can be used for the days and present tense, and for future we can use astrology. Is it so?
See, we can use tarot also for prediction of future, but like,
Hmm.
don't just rely on that information. And like,
Okay.
if I tell someone that I don't see in the cards that you are going to get a job here,
Hmm.
like, see, if I'll tell you what most people do mistake is coming with a yes or no question. And
Okay.
that is what I always tell the client, that
Hmm.
try to frame your question differently,
Correct.
or I do that for them,
Hmm.
because the question matters a lot. So if you want a job, so
Hmm.
rather than asking, will I get a job? Will I get this job? You ask, what should I do so that I
Hmm.
get this job? So see, you still have that
Hmm.
faith, and you're doing what needs to be done, rather than you. So
Correct.
if I said yes, and you become very confident, oh, I am going to get this job only.
Hmm.
And if I
हाँ,
said no, so you are said like nahi, hona hi nahi hai.
होना
So
ही
then
नहीं है.
that is something that tarot, you are using tarot for the wrong,
Wrong
purpose,
sense.
wrongly.
Get it.
You
Right.
ask the right question, the cards will guide you very beautifully. But you need to be, sure that what is the question I should put forward, right?
Right. Very well said कि tarot can be used for guidance purpose more, right? Perfect. So do you think कि tarot को हम personal growth या अपनी self discovery के लिए भी use कर सकते हैं?
Yes, absolutely. Tarot is actually best to use for personal growth and self-discovery. Now you see, anything you want in life, we always go through a lot of choices to make, decisions to make, and a lot of
Right.
confusions, right?
Hmm.
So here you can always come up, you can always pick up a daily guidance for yourself
Right.
every morning,
Hmm.
right? Every day, night, when before sleeping, you say, you ask that what could be the guidance for tomorrow, or what happened, like what
Hmm.
can I learn from what happened, anything you went through, what
For
was the
reflection
lesson, what was the
purpose
learning.
also. Hmm. For
Yeah,
reflection purpose also.
reflection purpose. And then anything you want to understand, you can always
Hmm.
ask, the confusion, the choices. It's a beautiful way to that self discovery, and to choose to between. अगर मान लो, if even if the answer says no and your heart wants to do that thing,
Hmm.
you will know where is your heart and what is the card trying to say. Then you ask, what should I do so that this situation can turn into positive? So it's a
Oh,
beautiful tool if only we understand how to tap into the energies, and get the best guidance for us.
absolutely. Also, you mentioned that you are a behavior astrology, right? We all know a traditional astrology जहाँ पे आप पंडित के पास जाओ, अपनी कुंडली दिखाओ, अपना डेट टाइम बताओ, और वो आपको एक चिट्ठा दे देंगे कि ऐसा ऐसा आपकी जिंदगी में हो सकता है. So, what is behavior astrology?
Actually, first I'll tell a fun fact. I
Okay.
actually learned Vedic only before learning behavioral astrologer, and I've
अच्छा.
gone to 10 numbers of Vedic astrologers. Okay,
Okay.
love it.
I
Okay,
apologize.
I love it,
Okay. Okay.
and it's just a preference of learning. Okay,
Okay.
otherwise I would, happily
Hmm.
approach a Vedic astrologer who is really genuine, and
वही
who
ना
gives
कि
the correct.
इन आर टाइम्स इतने सारे पंडित आपको अवेलेबल है और कुछ भी करने के लिए अवेलेबल है कि आपको ट्रस्ट रहा ही नहीं गया वैदिक वाली में. कोई कह देगा आपकी कुंडली में ये दोष है, आपकी कुंडली में ये दोष है. भाई दोष ही दोष निकालते रह जाएंगे तो फ्यूचर कब बनाएंगे? उनके हिसाब से तो हमारा फ्यूचर या जो हमारी डेस्टिनी है वो जब हम पैदा होते हैं तब के तब लिखी गई है. एंड दैट कैन नॉट बी चेंज्ड कि आपकी कुंडली
Hmm.
में ये दोष है वो दोष है. तो बिहेवियर एस्ट्रोलॉजी में क्या होता है? आई एम सो श्योर आई नो सम ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ इट बिकॉज आई हैव द क्लब मेंबर्स. बट बहुत लोगों को पता ही नहीं है कि बिहेवियर एस्ट्रोलॉजी होता क्या है और वो हमारे लिए क्या कर सकती है. सो व्हाट इज दैट?
Like, I'll use this difference to make people understand. It's like behavioral astrology. We call it also Western astrology or tropical astrology, right?
ओके.
Okay. What happens is that, you know, Vedic is actually the best system of astrology. हमारे बहुत पीछे से आ रहा है, like very back in the years, like when, but it was not very common.
राइट.
It was not used by everyone. it was only used by kings or the highest level of people because it required a lot of knowledge. And only those vidwans and gyanis or brahman used to have that kind of potential
Hmm.
to be able to have that information, and that was only they used to give it to the high level of people
Okay.
who who actually could do something out of astrology. अगर आप किसी गरीब को बोलोगे कि यार इतना कुछ करो, who
नहीं
will
करेगा,
come for
उसके पास
astrology,
टाइम भी
right?
नहीं है
Because
करने को। हाँ।
they know that it is all that their own they have to do. I was told by a Vedic astrologer that I would be a good astrologer.
हाँ,
Okay,
परफेक्ट।
and I came into astrology only because of that.
हम्म।
So I have tremendous faith. It's
हम्म।
just that what happens is that the fear
हम्म।
that has been
इंस्टिल्ड।
associated,
हाँ।
okay, and that has been instilled in people, that other few, not everyone does it, like few
राइट।
astrologers do it. That kind of made me prefer Western astrology or tropical astrology or behavioral astrology, more than Vedic. But I do want to go into the depth of Vedic astrology, and I won't say that there is much of difference. What I've noticed is they are very much relatable, and they are very much, complementing each other. It's just the way of seeing. What happens in Vedic is like we tap into our fears, right? The
राइट।
astrologers tap into our fears, and it's also very cultural thing. If someone says that it's this will happen to you, so you do this, the person will definitely do that so that he
हाँ,
doesn't
ट्रू।
have to go through. So there
राइट,
is a
राइट, राइट।
fear. So if you see in the culture also, people are bound to take action when there is a
करेक्ट।
fear.
फियर, राइट, राइट,
So
एब्सोल्युटली।
it's not even the astrologers who are wrong, because यार
हाँ,
बंदा ही जब उस चीज से मोटिवेटेड है,
करेक्ट।
fear से,
राइट।
so now you understand where that is coming
हाँ,
from, the
कमिंग
ages.
फ्रॉम, हाँ, हाँ, हाँ। बिकॉज अनडाउटली मुझे शुरू से बहुत इंटरेस्ट रहा इन सब चीजों में, बीट एस्ट्रोलॉजी, बीट पामिस्ट्री, बीट ऑफ नोइंग माई फ्यूचर। ऑब्वियसली आई बिलीव, मुझे बट इंटरेस्ट बहुत रहा है। क्या जैसे ना हाथ देख के बताते हैं, हाँ बताओ मेरे फ्यूचर में क्या है। अच्छा ये लो मेरा डेट ऑफ बर्थ टाइम, अच्छा बताओ अब क्या होगा, अच्छा अब क्या होगा। सो आई एम वेरी मच
Right.
इंटरेस्टेड इन ऑल दिस। तो हाँ, अब आपका पॉइंट बिल्कुल सही है कि जो हमारा वैदिक है, दे टैप इनटू आवर फियर्स, बट बिहेवियर में वी टैप इनटू आवर स्ट्रेंथ, राइट।
So see, the fear is in both the. It's just the way
राइट।
of saying
टिपिक हाँ, वे ऑफ
how you are
इंटरप्रिटेटिंग अलग हो गया, राइट। हम्म।
interpret कर रहे हैं, and how you are conveying to the client about it. So
करेक्ट।
we never say कि ये खराब है. We say it is stressed.
स्ट्रेंथ,
So the
हाँ, राइट।
language used is
लैंग्वेज।
very different,
हाँ।
right? So when you say दोष
हम्म।
है,
हम्म।
खराब है,
डर जाएगा
suddenly
बस।
what happens that with that word itself you feel कि अरे यार क्या करूं इसके लिए,
हाँ, स्केयर आ
right?
गया।
And when I say it is stress, if you do something,
ठीक हो
it's
जाएगा।
gonna be fine. So at least that
हाँ,
amount of fear is not in the body, right? You are like, okay,
राइट।
fine, it
आई
is
कैन
there,
डू
stress
इट।
is there, but something can be done.
देख
And
सकते हैं
it's
इसके
more
बारे में।
about what I should do for myself rather than, external compensation. It's not that they don't work, they work
हम्म।
wonderfully. Why I say it works on the mindset of people. And
करेक्ट।
the earlier astrologers understood how to, that stick and carrot wala example
हम्म।
that cat always gives, right? So in order to get that carrot, if stick is not there,
हाँ,
I
नो
don't know,
नो,
कैसे.
नाउ आई गेट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू कि कितना वैलिड है। बिकॉज पहले हमें बच्चों से भी कुछ करवाना होता था। आई रिसेंटली सॉ अ रील, तो उसमें यही था कि बच्चे से कुछ कराना है, अच्छा बोल दो आप ये नहीं खाओगे तो ये हो जाएगा, ये नहीं करोगे तो ये हो जाएगा, आप सो नहीं रहे हो तो बाबा आ जाएगा, भूत आ जाएगा। बट अल्टीमेटली हम उनके अंदर अननोइंगली फियर इंस्टिल कर रहे हैं।
Yeah.
हमें पता नहीं है कि हम कर रहे हैं, बट वो अनकॉन्शियसली हम उस बच्चे में फियर डाल रहे हैं। तो दैट इज द सेम जो।
The action is getting done.
हम्म।
The people are actually उस fear की वजह से वो कर रहे हैं,
करेक्ट।
but वो belief system के साथ नहीं कर रहे, वो fear को mind में
फियर
रखते
से
हुए
कर रहे
कर
हैं,
रहे हैं,
राइट।
वो
ग्रोथ
compensation,
माइंडसेट नहीं हो रहा, वो फियर माइंडसेट वर्क कर रहा है हमारा।
है ना? तो
टोटली
जब
मेक
तक
सेंस
आप
यार।
fear के, अगर आप डर के कोई चीज करोगे ना,
हम्म।
so it will take time, right? And when you understand why am I doing this and what is it going to change for me, and
हम्म।
then you notice that that compensation will work for you beautifully.
Right, and in a very quick time because it will work
Yes.
wonders. That totally makes sense. I love it. ऑल्सो अब लव इट की बात आ रही है तो यू नो कि मुझे मून्स के बारे में जानने में कितना इंटरेस्ट है. आई हैव पुट इट आउट सो मेनी टाइम्स. सो आप बताओ कि मून के फेसेस हमारे इमोशंस पे कैसे इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं. हाउ डज इट इन्फ्लुएंस? फुल मून, न्यू
First,
मून,
like I
क्या है
want
सब?
to first I'll talk about this moon. Why is
हाँ,
moon so
राइट.
important, right?
करेक्ट. बहुत
And
को पता ही नहीं है
like
ये भी.
moon is such an important planet in all of our
हम्म.
charts, and it's very interesting that the
हम्म.
moon in our chart represents our mother, the perception of our mother, how we see our mother. It
हम्म.
need not be our real mother, but how we have seen her. It represents our own inner mother. So the
ओके.
mother we perceived
हम्म.
is the mother I am from inside, okay? And it also represents my own body, my own comfort, my own, feelings when I'm alone, when I'm not with anybody. So, if
Oh.
you notice, when a child is born, the only interaction they have for a few months, like there's nothing developed, and they only, feed and, burp and,
Sleep. Right.
poop, right? So, the moon is working because moon is our body, the physical body, and the connection with our mother and how we are feeling. So in the initial months of a baby, it's
हम्म.
only the moon that is working. It's only the comfort that they are getting from their mother is what is working. So it's such an important planet in the very starting of our lives, the point
हम्म.
of our lives, early
हम्म.
phase of our life. And if there is some disconnection,
हम्म.
right, with the mother, or with
ओके.
not getting the comfort, if you are crying and nobody's coming and picking you up,
हाँ.
so the body is not really comforted, is not feeling safe in that outside world
Environment.
anymore, because it was there in 9 months in the mother's womb, and then you are suddenly
Ah.
out of the body, and then you need a comfort, and that is the mother.
Comfort. Mother.
So
हाँ.
mother, the moon is important the whole of our life, because how we felt in that initial, that early, phase of our life is how the body will always remember that feeling.
I didn't know that.
It
That's so
is, it's
beautifully
like,
explained.
yes, if someone's mother died, if there was some disconnection, or if the mother was not, mentally very happy with,
हाँ.
with the kid, or,
Right.
the postpartum disorder or something happened, then there's a disconnection with the baby. And that memory in the
हम्म.
body,
हम्म.
baby will always have.
ओके, आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन है. ठीक है. अभी आपने बोला जैसे अगर कोई मदर है जो पोस्टपार्टम डिप्रेशन फील कर रही है तो वो डिस्कनेक्ट बच्चा फील करता है. तो इज इट लाइक कि उस बच्चे को पूरी लाइफ वो मेमोरी रहती है? इज इट सो?
See, it's not a conscious memory. It's in the
ऑब्वियसली
subconscious.
अननोइंगली,
But it's like
सबकॉन्शियसली.
body has stored that thing. So
राइट,
it
दैट्स माय
might
क्वेश्चन.
come up as anxiety. It might come up as depression. It might come up as seeking more love, or as clinginess to other people or to other females.
Oh my god.
So it can come up in various ways in the life of, the child.
So, okay, another interesting question out of the syllabus is is there any moon reading or something? I know I have taken the moon guide earlier at the stage, but I never go thoroughly उस moon guide पे. तो ऐसे कुछ moon reading type भी कुछ होता है? Is there something sort
Yes,
of?
yes. See, the thing is now, to tap into any other planets. Like we
Hmm.
have 10 planets, right? For
Hmm.
Western astrology, we go with 10 planets. To tap into any other planets,
Hmm.
the first, the first we need to tap into, the first planet is Moon. Moon has to be sorted. Moon has to be working for the other planets to work.
Okay.
So moon is like, ठंडी लग रही है, गर्मी लग रही है, like softness, all the feelings that we feel, sadness, joy, anger, वो emotions जो feel करते हैं, that is
Hmm.
also moon. How we connect with the other person is also somewhere moon. How you are, what you are doing when you are alone, where you feel that safety. that is also moon. How safe we feel in this world, that is also moon. So you see कि अगर moon sorted ना हो,
Hmm.
then the world, the person will always feel very, like कि
Anxious,
aware,
depressed type.
alert always, and waiting for a bomb to drop kind of, like कि अभी क्या हो जाएगा, अभी कुछ हो जाएगा. So the person is always ultra alert kind of, in the body, or the feeling,
Okay,
or
so
not feeling safe.
हाँ, दैट्स द रीजन जैसे जैसे मून के फेजेस बदलते हैं तब हमारे इमोशंस इतने ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट होते हैं, डिफरेंस टू एवरी पर्सन. इसीलिए
Yeah.
मून हमारे इमोशंस को इतना अफेक्ट करता है. माय गॉड, दैट्स
It's
सच
like,
अ
the
ग्रेट
moon is
इनसाइट.
moving through the chart. Moon is
राइट.
moving through the chart. And 2.5 days में moon completely एक zodiac sign बदल देता है. So the moon is the fastest planet to move, you
हम्म.
know, सबसे fastest. So it's also like every zodiac is different. जब moon इस sign पे बैठा है तो people will be feeling different. Moon दूसरे sign में जाके बैठा है तो the person will be feeling different. So our feelings and emotions, our current transit जो हो रही है ना moon की,
हम्म.
it affects us. And then moon दूसरे planets के साथ क्या aspect बना रहा है,
हाँ.
उस पे मून कितना स्ट्रेस हो रहा है. सो देन वी कैन ऑल्सो फील दैट स्ट्रेस. वी कैन ऑल्सो इंट्यूटिवली फील, कभी बहुत गुस्सा आ रहा है, कभी अचानक से
हम्म.
लड़ाइयां ही हो रही है, कभी बहुत अच्छा फील हो रहा है. सो व्हाट कुड बी चेंजिंग.
I got it. I got it. Okay, so this makes me go to the next question. तो हम इस मून को अंडरस्टैंड कैसे कर सकते हैं? लाइक हाउ कैन वी अंडरस्टैंड द साइक्लिंग ऑफ मून एज पर द इंडिविजुअल डेली लाइफ? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आपको मून के फेजेस अलग तरह से इफेक्ट करेंगे, मुझे अलग तरह से करेंगे, एक्स वाई जी को अलग अलग तरीका से करेंगे. तो हम इसको समझ
या
कैसे सकते हैं? या तो हम
सो
इसको अपना मून को पूरा गो थ्रू करें, चार्ट के थ्रू पढ़े, अपना मून को समझ
but
रहे.
like it has to be done by an astrologer, right? Like it will be
Obviously,
difficult. So it's
that's
just tracking,
right. हाँ.
every day where is the moon today. Like आज कौन सी zodiac sign में, एरीज में है, टॉरस में
अच्छा.
है, जेमिनी में, फिर कौन सा फेज है, फुल मून है, न्यू मून है, क्रेसेंट है, गिबस है, दैट ऑल्सो काइंड ऑफ अफेक्ट्स. सो इफ यू फॉलो एनी फोकस यू वुड बी एबल टू, लाइक, अगर इफ यू ट्राई and
हम्म.
you are like Google and every day, and you notice and you start writing down how was the day today, how were you
हम्म.
feeling today, at the end of the day you'll be able to see a connection, and
ओके.
intuitively you can understand to
ओके.
work with the phases of moon.
इससे मुझे ये समझ आया कि मैं हमारे ग्रुप्स की चैट के अकॉर्डिंग, लाइक कई लोगों के पीरियड्स तक फुल मून या न्यू मून पे लिंक्ड अप होते हैं, राइट? तो
Yes,
इसका भी
yes.
कोई लॉजिक है, मतलब कोई समथिंग इसी के
if
थ्रू?
you try connecting, everything is interlinked, like like
ओके.
as a child I used to always think this such a miracle. कैसे
हाँ.
हमारे body parts knows where to work, how to work, and then how we are, like कैसे हम take shape,
हम्म.
take form, and then we are just tiny
राइट.
specks in this big earth, and then earth is suspended in the universe, and like it's such a miracle to be
हाँ.
a human being, that you cannot interpret कि ये
हम्म.
कब कैसे हो रहा है.
कैसे हो
Everything
गया?
is
राइट.
so beautifully, the universe,
राइट.
the space, the creator has made it all so beautifully.
मुझे अब वो सारी टर्म समझ में आ रही है जब तुम लोग ग्रुप में कहते हो ना कि आज मून एरिस में है, आज मून पाइसेस में है, आज मून इसमें है. नाउ आई एम गेटिंग इट कि उसका मतलब क्या होता है, कि वो कहाँ पे है. इतने महीनों से हम उसकी
And it
बातें कर रहे
makes
हैं.
so much sense. It makes so much of difference. Like that elements are there, right? Like
राइट.
fire,
राइट. हाँ.
air,
हाँ.
and fire, earth, air, and water,
राइट.
right?
हाँ,
So
दिस टाइम
moon अगर fire element वाले zodiac sign में, it will have a different
रिएक्ट
feeling. When it
डिफरेंटली.
is
हाँ.
water element,
हाँ.
when you are more intuitive, you are more
Correct.
emotional. When air element में है, you want to learn more, you want to communicate more.
Hi, I told you earlier also you should have one webinar on this. भाई
On this
मुझे से
moon thing,
बहुत
I
लोग,
think.
आई टोल्ड, भाई मुझे से कितने लोग हो गए जिनको बेसिक्स क्लियर नहीं हो रहे और हम लगे बड़े ग्रुप में, आज इसमें भाई हैक हम.
I
आई मीन
know.
लाइक ओ गॉड, दैट्स क्रेजी. ओके, टेल मी, कैन यू गिव एग्जांपल कि हाउ मून का पोजीशन इन्फ्लुएंस करता है स्पेसिफिक बिहेवियर पे? ऐसा भी होता है, मतलब ऑब्वियसली होता ही.
Moon is the most important planet, right?
राइट.
We confirm that. And whatever aspects it is making to another planet,
हम्म.
moon ना बहुत जल्दी influence हो जाता है. मतलब like any bigger planet can
हाँ.
stress this moon,
ओके.
right?
Right.
Okay. So what happens is like अगर moon stress है,
Hmm.
that stress will be visible through fears. We have discomfort, we
Okay.
feel the
Hmm.
safety and security we feel, and you know how we spend our time when we are alone, right?
Hmm.
So it is, if I give you an example, Taurus being in, sorry, moon being in Taurus in the
Hmm.
12th house. Okay.
Okay.
So now 12th house is house of unknown,
Okay.
beyond this world, you know, beyond what we can. It is more about dreams. It's about intuition. It's about magic. It's about things that does not, that we cannot see or perceive through, you know, like
Hmm.
कि ऐसा दिखता नहीं है, right? These things.
Okay. Hmm.
And if it is in Taurus,
Hmm.
Taurus is all about safety, security, or the material things that you have. It's the earth
Right.
elements. It's the
Right.
material possession that we have.
Hmm.
So now the stress that moon is having.
Hmm.
Okay. So it's like, it's so many nuances are there, you know, like like moon, where is it? Taurus.
Hmm.
Which house is it? 12th house. Which planet is, you know, stressing it? Pluto.
I
Okay,
get
which
it.
planet is having a, positive aspect, which
Ha.
is Neptune. Each aspect, that, you know, aspect is a line, a connection.
Right.
ठीक है? The moon is making one connection. Sub planets के साथ, it's not necessary that it will
Hmm.
have a connection. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I have a connection with my mother. I don't have with, you know, other members. So like
Hmm.
my mother influences me. She has a
Correct.
potential because I
Hmm.
have a connection. With
Hmm.
someone I don't have a connection, that person
Hmm.
will not be able to influence me,
Affect
right?
me. Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. So same way, moon is influenced and affected and stressed by
Hmm.
planets which is
Hmm.
stronger. ठीक
Hmm.
है?
I get
So,
it.
you know, and if there is a positive aspect, that
Hmm.
planet will give extra talent to moon. If it is a stress
Oh,
aspect, वो planet इसको stress करेगा. You know,
negatively
if
affect करेगा.
yes,
Right. Oh
if
my
my mother has a lot of fear, she'll give me fear. But
fear.
if
हाँ.
I have a friend who is like positive and motivated, she'll give me
तो मुझे
motivation.
वो देगा.
So
Right.
you understand this, how this aspect, the moon is the
Man.
like हर किसी से influence हो जाता है, and it is,
Correct.
it will, you know, it will have a lot of colors into it with all the people it
Hmm.
or the planets it is, you know,
Okay, I've also
aspecting.
heard कि moon is like a mother and sun is like a dad. Is it so?
Yeah, yeah.
तो मून तो हमारे इमोशंस पे हमें अफेक्ट करता है तो सन हमारे कहाँ अफेक्ट करता है
Sun is our self-esteem, how we see ourselves. So what happens is that
सनशाइन
zero, yeah, sunshine, you know, like sunshine. But
हम्म
0 to 5 or 0 to 7 years or 8 years is, we are more in our body. We are trying to learn things. We are trying to, you know, understand this world. We are trying to
करेक्ट
walk, talk,
हाँ
eat. We are all this, the
बेसिक चीज सीख
habits
रहे
that
हैं
come,
हाँ
इसके habits सीख रहे होते हैं. We are not showing ourselves more, right?
राइट राइट
uh,
राइट
uh, then starts this other planets start coming. Mercury जहाँ हम learning start कर देते हैं,
हाँ
Venus जहाँ हम choosing start
हाँ
करते हैं, I want this color dress, I
हम्म
want this sandal.
राइट
Mars जहाँ हम sports खेलना शुरू करते हैं. So these all are happening where I am understanding more of myself, my style of learning, my style of
करेक्ट
clothing, my style of actions, या मुझे क्या games पसंद है. So this is all who I am. Huh?
करेक्ट
And then comes sun. Sun is also a father. The father, how the father is, you know, how the interaction with our father is, that influences our personality. Now, mother is more of a nurturer. It's a yin energy, which is like the feminine energy. And
करेक्ट
father, the sun is the yang energy. What we have is how we show ourselves to others beyond our family, right? Our self-esteem, how we want to show ourselves, right? So if our father is himself not happy, our son will also get affected. And if our father is someone who is like very,
like a
you know, good,
sunshine
and
तो
like,
we
then
will be like
वो
हाँ
brightness आ जाएगी. And if not, then the
हाँ
sunshine will also be, you know, दाग आ जाएंगे, धब्बे
God
आ जाएंगे, you know, there is a little bit of fear.
like कितना सही है यार I can talk to you for hours on this topic, like literally moon and sun ke uppe. It's so good.
I
Okay.
know, it's very interesting.
I'm telling you, get a webinar on this. Like people would love
I
to
will,
know about it, right? Yeah.
I hope so.
I'm so sure. Like, see, yaar, जब तक हमें बेसिक टर्म्स क्लियर नहीं है हम इंटरेस्ट नहीं ले सकते उस चीज में। अब जब आपने मुझे इतने अच्छे तरीके से बताया, एंड आई एम सो श्योर जितने भी लोग ये पॉडकास्ट देखने वाले हैं देखो ना एंजॉय। आई एम नॉट पहले सजेस्ट करूंगी भाई
If they watch
कॉफी,
it,
कॉफी और पॉपकॉर्न लेके बैठना। You will
if they
definitely
watch
gonna
it,
love it.
fully they will.
Obviously they will, and it's too good.
Yeah,
Okay, on a very basic note कि अगर जिसको सब चीजें ट्राई करनी है तो वो कहाँ से शुरू कर सकता है? Like I told you, one of my friend who is not interested in all of this stuff, तो हम उनको क्या बोलेंगे, आप कहाँ से शुरू करो? टैरो शुरू करो, बिहेवियर एस्ट्रोलॉजी शुरू करो, या अगर अपने बारे में जानना है तो क्या करो? हाउ दे कैन, चलो ये तो हो गया कि जिसको जानना है, या फिर हो सकता है कि जिसको ये सब ट्राई करना है, तो हाउ दे कैन ट्राई और एक्सप्लोर द ऑप्शंस, क्या क्या ऑप्शंस है?
yeah. So it is more of where they feel more connected to.
ओके
Who do they feel more connected to? We
ओके
all are here with a purpose, but हम
राइट,
हर किसी को serve नहीं कर सकते, right? We are all meant to connect with n number of people
सर्टन पीपल,
जिनके
हाँ,
साथ हमारा
वाइब मैच
कनेक्शन.
कर रही है,
So
हाँ।
so many people would like to have tarot reading, many would like to have astrology, like it is
हम्म,
very much preference based, but it is also coming from your own moon, how much you want to know
हाँ,
about yourself, and and then your sun also, because astrology is more of getting to know yourself, accepting who you are. I always say astrology, don't take it as a prediction tool. Don't ask if I'm
राइट,
going to get a job, how is my in 5 years, 10 years, how is my work going to be, if I'll be earning more. Ask more, like, know yourself, accept yourself. The first thing that I do for a person when we get into the consultation is that core personality analysis.
करेक्ट, राइट, दैट्स माय पॉइंट।
Many times we kind of keep telling ourselves, shaming ourselves, guilt tripping ourselves कि मैं ऐसी क्यों हूँ यार, मैं ही ऐसी क्यों हूँ. We
हाँ,
keep comparing ourselves. We tell
हम्म,
ourselves कि यार उसको देखो, उसको देखो, उसको देखो. But
हम्म,
we keep forgetting that we have been made a certain way,
फॉर रीजन,
for a reason, for a reason. And you are a unique personality. Nobody can take your place, and you have a specific purpose to fulfill that
हम्म,
no one else can do for you. When
राइट,
you understand your core personality, most of my clients will have this catharsis moment where they're like, oh, now I understood why. So if it is written in the birth chart, you cannot
राइट।
do anything different. You could not have done
आई
anything
थिंक इन
different.
दैट सेंस दो चीजें होती हैं, या तो पर्सन अपने आप को एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं कर रहा होता फॉर अ लॉन्गेस्ट टाइम कि नहीं 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 ये मेरे साथ क्यों वाला आपका वाला पॉइंट, या फिर टू मच ऑफ इट कि भाई मैं तो ऐसी ही हूँ, एक्सेप्ट
ऐसे
करना है
ही,
तो कर लो,
exactly,
नहीं करना तो चलो यहाँ
exactly,
से, मैं अपने आप को चेंज
exactly.
नहीं कर लूंगी। दैट्स काइंड ऑफ
Right.
सिनेरियो। ओह
So
या,
the beauty of it is, I feel like when you know yourself better,
हम्म,
you don't try to change yourself. You try
राइट,
to work for
इम्प्रूव,
keeping that in point of
हाँ,
view. Okay, this is how I work. This is how I, operate. See, if I tell you an example, my Pluto being in sixth house, I always used to feel like I am not good at, you know, like a very much of clutter was there, and suddenly when at the last moment, not even clutter, I'll say, if I had to do something,
हम्म,
and I will not do it until the deadline has come, and then the pressure builds up, and I will do it like जो मैं last moment में करूंगी ना, I would not have done in
हाँ,
the 10 days. So
गिल्टी एज चार्ज्ड,
when I understood that this is
हाँ,
how I work, when deadline approaches,
हम्म,
my efficiency is like heightened, is that best. So now I don't
राइट,
push myself, force myself, or guilt myself, saying that यार क्यों नहीं रही हो यार, करो करो करो. I
करेक्ट,
understand that वो last moment पे मैं
आएगा
best
तो
of
मैं
the best
छक्का
कर
मार
लूंगी.
दूंगी, हाँ मैं सिक्सर मार दूंगी इस टाइम पे।
So there is no use, like
हाँ,
telling myself कि क्यों
प्रेशराइजिंग
नहीं कर
योरसेल्फ,
रही हो,
हाँ,
या फिर
करेक्ट।
करने की कोशिश भी मत करो. फिर like then I understand that what works best for me.
So
So then I
basically
do that.
you recognize your pattern, accepted it, and work that worked better in you।
Yeah, like at least I understand how I work,
हाँ,
and
हाँ,
I
पैटर्न
don't
समझ में आ गया ना,
tell
हाँ।
myself कि
हम्म,
यार तुम कुछ नहीं कर सकती हो. That is
करेक्ट,
the thing.
हाँ कि मैं,
नहीं,
मुझे
this is
पता है
not
मैं एंड टाइम पे
me.
सिक्सर मार दूंगी, यू डोंट
कर
नीड टू टेल
लूंगी,
मी।
कर लूंगी. और मैं उस
करेक्ट, ओके,
टाइम जो करूंगी वही बेस्ट होगा.
करेक्ट एंड शॉर्ट सिक्सर होगा। ओके, one last advice for our viewers who gonna watch this. What is your life mantra, life motto, or any advice for them?
Is it's not nothing to do with whatever we talked. It's very
Absolutely.
personal that um, anyone comes into your life for two reasons. I always believe that
Right.
is person coming into your life are here for two reasons.
Hmm.
Either they are here to teach you something,
Hmm.
or they are here to learn something from you.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. Right.
because
Hmm.
there are so many people in this world, but
Correct.
you have interactions with only few. And
Right.
if you take that lesson or you give them that lesson, and
Hmm.
once your part is over in their life,
Right.
they did what they were meant to do.
That's so deep and makes sense, yeah. I had to go through it again and literally observe it. क्योंकि आज तक हमने सिर्फ यही सुना है कि कोई आपकी लाइफ में आपको कुछ सिखाने आ रहा है मोस्टली या कुछ ऐसे एक्सपीरियंस देने के लिए आ रहा है दैट्स इट
नहीं,
बट दिस
आई
इज
हैव
ट्रू
गॉन थ्रू दिस, दिव्या, कि या तो वो सिखा रहे हैं या खुद
या
सीखने
सीख
आए
रहे
हैं
हैं हाँ
तुमसे, यू नो
आई
और
हैवंट
अगर
हर्ड
उनका जब उनका रोल खत्म हो जाएगा ना, दे विल लीव एज इफ दे नेवर एग्जिस्टेड, बट यू विल नो कि व्हाट दे चेंज इन योर लाइफ बाय जस्ट कमिंग एंड लिविंग. It would be very short time, it could be a long time, but just keep thinking कि यार क्यों गया. It makes no sense because their role was over in your life.
that's actually very deep I have to observe this pretty well
And I
but
like, I always feel like, wow, if someone is
hmm,
teaching me something and there's some interaction, I always feel ki, wow, this person came and
right
they they are helping me with something. And like each other of us in the community, you see, there are so many people, but we
correct
all have some individual interaction going on at the back end with few
right
people only, right?
right
And then
right right
they are somehow also pushing us, or in some way, what
Hmm.
connection you might have with one, I might not have, right?
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Mm.
I always say, no, when you come to me and you are like, suddenly,
हाँ.
yeah, I would be going with my worst phase, and you come and I'm like, yeah, Divya, तुमने तो change कर दिया जज्बात को. So
Right.
each person is playing a role in our life,
Certain role,
and
right.
we don't know what it means until we know,
Until we
until
figure
they
out.
leave,
Yeah. Quite deep and insightful. I love the whole conversation between us.
Same here.
Thank you so much for coming on Unfiltered with us, being here. It was a wonderful conversation. I can literally have a part
Thank you,
two,
Divya.
and I want that part two very, very soon with different set of my questions. I'm so much interested in astrology.
Well, thank
And
you, Divya. You had such wonderful questions that, on this, we don't go into the normal, just simple questions. We move more into the complicated questions. But the question
right.
that you asked made a lot of sense. And I truly enjoyed answering them, because it was so unfiltered. I was like, what will Divya
Sure.
ask? What will come out of me? I didn't know. But I was like, I knew it will work out at the
Yeah,
end.
I genuinely want to ask the basic questions जो मुझे से non astrologers भी सुन सके and they can get what it all. But it was actually an amazing. Stay tuned for the next episode, guys. We'll be coming up with many more. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Divya. It was amazing. I truly enjoyed it.